Hi, I'm George Maestri, and today we're going to take a look at a really nice extension for SketchUp called 1001 Bit Tools. And you can find it in the extensions warehouse under 1001 Bit Tools. Now, there are a couple of versions of this. We're going to take a look at the freeware version, which is actually very robust and has a lot of functionality. There's also a pro version, and they also have some additional tools as well. So you want to go ahead and find 1001 Bit Tools freeware. Go ahead and install that into SketchUp. Now, I've already gone ahead and installed it, and you can find it in a couple of places. Under the extensions menu, you should see 1001 Bit Tools, and as you can see, we've got a lot of functionality here. We have some drawing tools, edit and modification tools. We can create arrays, walls and partitions, staircases, doors and windows, as well as roofs. So we've got a lot of different options and functionality. Now, there's also a toolbar that accompanies this. And as you know, toolbars on the Mac and the PC are a little bit different. I'm on the PC, so I can find it under Toolbars 1001 Bit Tools. And as you can see, again, we have a lot of different tools here. So I'm just going to take a look at some of the general tools and hopefully give you kind of an idea as to what the functionality of this extension is. So some of the ones I like the most are the editing tools. And so let's go ahead and just draw a simple rectangle. And under the tools, we have a bunch of edit and modify tools. Probably the one I like the most are the fillet and the chamfer tools. So the fillet tool basically allows you to select two edges. Now these edges have to meet at a point. So I'm going to go ahead and select one edge and select another one that meets that edge. And what it does is then it asks me for a radius for the fillet. And so I'm going to go ahead and type in a number and click OK. And as you can see, it rounds the corner for me, which is really nice. We also have, in addition to this fillet tool, we have a chamfer tool. So I'm going to go ahead and select a chamfer. And again, I'm going to click one edge and then another edge. But for the chamfer, it actually asks me for two numbers. And so I'm going to go ahead and type in those two numbers. And there we go. And each one of those is 1 foot from the edge. Now, in addition to this, there's also a really great tool that just simply allows you to move a vertex. And that's a really nice feature to have in SketchUp. So under Edit and Modify, we have Move Vertex. Now it gives me a little crosshair here. So I'm going to go ahead and select the vertex. And then I'm going to hit M for Move. And then just left click. And then I can drag that vertex wherever I want. And as you can see, this is a great way to move vertices to get some more organic type of modeling. Now, if I want, I can take this shape and I can use my push-pull tool to pull it up into 3D. And let's take a look at one more tool here. We've got, under Edit and Modify, we have another one, which I like, is called Offset Edges. Now, this is very similar to the Offset tool in SketchUp, except it offsets a single edge at a time rather than offsets an entire face. So this is edge by edge offsetting. Now, when I select this, it's going to ask me for a distance. And so I'm going to go ahead and type in a number and click OK. And then once I do that, all I have to do is pick an edge and then drag. So if I drag to the left, it goes on this side. If I drag to the right, it goes on that side. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this way. I can go ahead and select it again and drag it. And as you can see, we can create all sorts of insets. And we can do that an edge at a time, which is kind of nice. And then once we have these, of course, we can use push-pull to pull them out or really do whatever we want with them. So this is just another way to add detail to your geometry. Now, in addition to this, we've got some other really great tools. I love the fact that it has all of these architecturally based tools. One of the ones that I like a lot is the ability to add walls. So let's go ahead and just draw another simple rectangle. And we have a wall tool here. And under extensions, you'll find it under Walls and Partitions, Vertical Wall. And when I select this, it brings up a menu. Now, a lot of the tools in this extension will bring up menus that look similar to this. And it's basically just asking me for the size and dimensions of the wall, so the thickness and the height of the wall. And then all we have to do is just go ahead and select build wall. And then I can left click and drag and use my inferencing tools to snap to the rectangle and build a wall. And there we go. So yeah, as you can imagine, if this was a floor plan, it makes it very easy to populate a floor plan with walls. Now, in addition to this, we also have the ability to cut holes in walls. So under walls and partitions, we have openings on walls. And if I select this, you can see that, again, it brings up a menu, and we can give it a width and a height. I'm going to go with 3 by 4 feet, and let's go ahead and create an opening. Now, when I do, you can see how it puts up a 3 by 4 foot rectangle, and all I have to do is triple click. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it sets that window opening in place. Now, this can be a window opening, it can be a doorway, or you can do any sort of opening you want. Now, another one that I really like is the ability just to create objects such as staircases. So if I go into extensions, bit tools, you see we have all sorts of different types of staircases, and you can see them also here in the toolbar. So if we want to just do a single staircase here, you can see we've got a bunch of different types of staircases, and as you can see, it also gives you outlines, which you can also use to create railings. And of course, you can type in all the dimensions you want. So let's go ahead and build a staircase. Left click and drag, and notice how all you get to do is position the angle of that staircase, and there it is. Now we can also do other types of staircases. So if I select this one here, you can see they have a staircase with a landing in the middle. And again, I can build that. And finally, we also have the lovely spiral staircase. So again, that's just click in one place. And there you go. So as you can see, we've got a lot of different types of staircases. And in addition to this, we've got all sorts of other great tools. Again, we can create roofs, we can create rafters and joists, or joists and battens. We can also do doors and windows. So there's a lot of great functionality in this extension. So I would encourage you to go ahead and download 1001 Bit Tools and play with it and see if it will be valuable for you as well.